number 9 is basically the fundamental thing of whether you have an addiction or not. If you have an addiction, you cannot stop once you have started. Once you've started, once you've taken a drink, or in the case of drug addicts, once you've taken a drug, you just can't put it down. And most people, this starts, you know, the sort of tumbling towards drinking all of the time starts with something as simple as having a hair of the dog and going, oh, why did, you know, you have a hangover one day and you go, oh, I wonder, yeah, let's just go for a pint, shall we? I started like this. And then going, oh, that works. Why didn't I think of that before? You know, and you do that, and then it escalates, and you start drinking, you know, sort of during the week and stuff like that. But it's basically the inability. Once you've started a session, you don't want to stop. You can't. You feel like you actually can't. I mean, towards the end of my drinking, I would literally first sip of alcohol, on for a week, non-stop, sleeping, drinking, passing out, drinking. That's it, really. That's all it was for a week, until I couldn't stand up anymore, and then I'd have to go through withdrawals. That's what it was like for me. Even though I know all the consequences, if I know like what it would do to me, that's what would happen to me. But that's the sure sign of addiction, if you start and then you can't stop. Okay, and the last one, number 10. Is when alcohol becomes absolutely number 1 in your life, and it comes before everything. It comes before your kids, before your relationships, before your family, before your job. I mean, if you haven't lost all these things already, that's when you start. It just all goes, because you basically put it before everything. It's the most important thing, and yet most people still believe. And this is one of these illogical and bizarre things about alcoholic thinking, if you have this disorder, is that you still think, you can promise people over and over again, this time I'll stop, this time I'll stop. And the thing is, you truly believe that. Every time you have a drink and you're determined now, right, that's it, you know, I've made this decision, I've got to stop, everything in my life is ruined, let's stop drinking. And you just can't, but you believe every time that you will. I've had this where, like, if you ask me now, cold light a day, absolutely not. I cannot have one drink. It never happens. It never has happened. I've never been able to have one drink and that's been it. But in the moment before relapse, if you ask me if I can this time, I will quite honestly and truthfully and genuinely say, yeah, this time, yeah, I will. I'm really going to try this time. I'm just going to have like a shot or something. And usually I'll have bought, again, a litre bottle. So somewhere in my subconscious it knows that's not the truth. But me, consciously, I believe it's the truth. I believe this time, you know what, if I just try, I'll be able to just drink that, you know, just the one. So that's basically another, you know, one of these sort of strange, illogical things we do. Anyway, I hope that's given you some idea of, you know, what are the real symptoms and signs of addiction. Because sometimes you get people saying things like, oh, it's if you drink first thing in the morning, or it's if you get the shakes and stuff. That stuff, you know, while it can show a long-term and, you know, sort of serious problem, it doesn't include the stuff that starts, you know, it starts with all these other little things that you do, which seem harmless until you realise that actually all of these things are addictive behaviours. Anyway, I hope that's helped some of you. If you have got an addiction problem and you need help with it, you're very welcome to have a look at my book. I've written a book called The Recovery Formula, An Addict's Guide to Getting Clean and Sober Forever. It's on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. Or if you want to have a free consultation with me, then go to this website, and you can book a free consultation with me to have a chat about where you are and where you want to be. Or again, look around the website. There's loads of free articles and more videos for you to look at. Okay? Alright, lovely talking to you, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.